guys, what's going on? Fly My Pawn here. Welcome back to Tainted Grail, Fall of Avalon. Since we last left off, if I do recall correctly, we had just managed to reach the requisites in order to unlock the Gauntlet's true potential. We also managed to get a few more levels in order to unlock the power for our chess piece. For today, we're just going to do a whole bunch of quests. We're going to get as many quests under our belt as possible, try and upgrade our gear so we deal as much damage as possible, and hopefully, by the end of today's stream, we will have done a lot of quests in order to level ourselves up and get stronger. But I digress. Without further ado, let's get into things and see what happens. Now, I would have liked to stream Minecraft, but apparently, when loading up the game, it's just refused to do so. I assume there's some packet errors with some of the mods, so I'm hoping I can resolve that sometime soon. But it's been a chore, to say the least, and it's been difficult to deal with. Yeah, it's just been difficult, putting it lightly. Okay, so I do believe that the mod pack went through an update, like 5-10 minutes ago. So that's why it's also looking a little bit more different. The main hub menu looks a bit different, in particular. Or more specifically, the health bar, it seems. I'm not sure if that's an intended perk or whatnot, but it's nice. We can't wear this yet. We're like 1 pound off from it being comfortable. But we will get to that soon, I'm sure. Okay, quest-wise, we're doing quite well. I guess we go for hunting the word deer now. I believe that is our next target, at the very least. There it is. Got it. What? Okay, that's a load. I'll quickly gather the items real quick here. I'm definitely going to have to make it quicker, because otherwise I won't be able to loot the items. Alright. Let's do this. Yeah, no, the menu has changed to some degree. Or at the very least, the HUD for our health has changed. That's fun. Alright, there it is. Got it. You have to quickly grab the items, or else you'll lose your chance to loot it. So grabbing it, like, lickety-split is probably for the best. And we've also got this altar here, but in order to deal with it, we are going to need to make sure we are up to snuff in our skills. Essentially, we need to hit harder. There we go. Alright. Before we continue, I'm going to restore our Wordstole power, because we're going to need that. We are going to... I guess we increase our perception? Hold on. Let me check what my current items are, because I need the hood specifically. So we need our dexterity to be increased by a point. This will give us a bit of a boost there, but perception seems to be the more important target. So let's upgrade perception. This is going to give us an additional 5 to critical damage, 1 to critical chance, and 8 to sneak attack. Or sneak damage, rather. Might as well, right? Alright. Next, we want to go into practicality, because we want to invest into the best offense. This is going to allow our... We're going to deal additional 20% of our armor as damage when attacking with melee weapons. So, anytime we use an unarmed attack, we're just going to deal an additional 20% melee damage. Based on our armor value. Now, before we go, we need to save here. We'll save under a new save. 3-5, there we go. And whether I succeed is hard to say. Okay. And hopefully the bleed does do the job. But probably not. Yeah, that's a load. Alright, this is round 2 then. We can do it. It's just a bit difficult. Okay. Hey, got him. Haha. Okay, but we've done it. It took a bit of effort and a bit of Pathfinder trouble from the Wordier, but we did succeed, and that's the important part. For our troubles, we get Stag's Defiance, a Wordbone Arrow, Stag's Woe, and a few other things. Ultimately, good rewards. We got the Word Fragment, we got Wordbone, we got some Bear Claws, it seems. Wordier Pelts is going to be nice. Word Venison, not sure what we'd use that for, but it's still something. Alright. Time for a more, interesting challenge. Okay, so we're going to be facing a certain somebody here. Well, not somebody, but something. And he is a bit dangerous, but it's not impossible to deal with. You just gotta be creative with how you deal with him. And, yeah, it's gonna take a bit of effort. For now, though, what we want to do is we want to just quickly peruse the area here. Don't necessarily need to worry too much about him just yet. But he is going to be a danger if we leave him be. Loving Witch Brew. Okay. Feral Charm, perfect. That's exactly what we needed. That is going to increase our damage output by another 3%. Alright. But yes, no, this guy is going to be a bit of a difficult foe. But nothing too difficult, I would imagine. It's just gotta be careful. Okay. Going up here, there's sure to be some stuff, but before we do, let's just explore the bottom part here. White buttons are always going to be a welcome addition. Okay, let's get some healing in while we're at it. Oh. Gotta be careful he doesn't spot me. Okay, not that way. Bingo. Okay, up we go. Perilous Orb again. Okay, we are going to need some strong healing, so toothache remedies are probably the way to go. We've also got health potions. I guess, obviously, we want to make a bloodsucker potion, and then we'll make the health potions. And then we'll make some aromatic remedies. There we go. Sounds good. That's our alchemy increasing. Not a bad idea. And now we got what's-his-face here. Alright, let's save here. I could do the slowdown, but I kind of want to fight him without it to see how we fare. But for now, what we should do is we should definitely set up some healing here. Do the aromatic remedy here. That's a 25% heal. Alright. Okay. Wow. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Even got an ogre bounty, so that's nice. Yeah, no, that was surprisingly easy. Didn't even need a buff for it, so I was worried for nothing. I'll take that longsword. Okay. Take this. Not bad at all. Get the Gladius. Don't necessarily need that healing, but it's there if we want it, so I just decided to grab it because I could. Pop this open. There we go. Not bad at all. We've also got a grindstone here. Can't really make anything worth what. And we could reduce our weights by some, but it wouldn't do much for us. Yeah, we need meteorite anyways to upgrade certain things. Okay, armor-wise... I mean, I guess we can upgrade this, because the more armor we have, the more damage we deal anyways, so... We'll make it a +4 armor, I suppose? Or we could go for... Yeah, no, let's make it a +4. Is what I would say if we didn't have... If we had the gold for it, but we don't. We can increase the armor here by a little bit. Yeah, it's gonna take a bit more, but ultimately we've leveled up our armor a little bit, so that's good. But in order to upgrade further, we're gonna need meteorite, which is a slightly more rare mineral. But we can interact with this, And if we go into our items list, while I'm not proficient with it, I can use this. There we go. And we've now got the Brock Prison. We can just go in there and there shouldn't be too much issue. The rope. Got some dull swords, a wooden shield. More rope. You never know when rope is going to be handy, so take it while you can. But we can go in here, and we meet a certain somebody. Hello.
Yes? Who are you? Did Albert Albertus send you? I've told you 1,000 times I'm not leaving. This place is perfect for me. At last, I have the space to explore the limits of culinary delights. You'll never understand, you bunch of cabbage heads. Your taste buds have long been dulled by fried cheese, fried fish, and oil. Oil everywhere, the goddamn oil.
Who the hell are you?
Oh, so you're not one of Albert's yes men. I hope you'll forgive this egregious lapse in my manners. I never thought that after the entrance was buried, anyone unfamiliar with my situation would find their way here. But first things first. My name is Rumpold Fenini. I used to be the most renowned chef in Camelot, but now I am an outcast. Doomed to forever search, misunderstood by plebeians with no taste.
I still don't understand what you're doing here.
I've discovered, no, I've reached the limits of taste. And when I gazed into that abyss, I realized that all my past efforts were doomed to fail. You see, the logical conclusion of creating the most delicious food is something that flips the pleasure of eating on its head and brings it to the other side. Food so delicious, so extraordinary, that the pleasure turns into pain. Because, you see, it's only through pain that we can truly reach pleasure. Now, listen carefully. Sour herring and cheese.
What?
Sour herring with cheese.
It sounds revolting.
Perhaps, but it's not supposed to sound. It's supposed to be seen. For what is virtue if you don't first know vice? This experience is meant to embody the essence of flavor transgression. Culinary norms and rules, they're nothing but simple amusements for the masses. Limitations meant only to expose the cracks within them. Why don't you try it yourself? Though I must warn you, there's no turning back from this path. Once you've tasted the effects of my culinary transgression, nothing will ever be the same. Here's the recipe for my sour herring with cheese. The ingredients are for you to obtain. It must be your own path. Just remember, it requires a special herring.
A special herring?
If I recall correctly, a good fishing spot was... Here, I've marked it on your map. My acolyte of culinary delights.
How long have you been trapped in here?
Oh dear, I could ask what year it is, but honestly, I don't find it terribly important. I finally found my place and purpose. Time holds no meaning for me.
The captain of the Horns of the South wants to get in here, apparently.
Does he now? Why? I don't offer paid lessons, and I certainly don't run the garrison's kitchen. I can't think of any reason Captain Hubert would send his men here.
Captain Brennan.
Sorry?
Captain Brennan is the current captain of the Horns of the South.
Oh, a change in command then. Interesting. I do hope Captain Hubert is well. He was very kind to me when I stayed at the Keeper's Fortress. Thank you for opening the buried entrance. The fresh air is quite revitalizing. You really can't eat properly when it's so stuffy.
Right. Sour herring with cheese. That sounds like a mortifyingly disgusting thing. But I mean, it's something. It's something. Not gonna say it's a good thing, but it is something. Alright, let's see what's around here. Kill for what we can. Get swole. That sort of thing. Make sure we take the amputation knives while we can. Nor the bottles, because we haven't really had a use for them thus far. Okay. Okay, nothing so far. Oh, take that short sword. That's profit. Okay, nothing there. Nice. Okay, ignoring the jars. Oh, we got more cheese. Lovely jubbly. A lot of cheese. Okay. Well, I guess we unlock this, and then we'll head out and see about helping him with his quest for culinary delights, I suppose. It's a very weird culinary experience, but hey, I'm not here to shame him for his choices. I'm just here to do a job. Okay. Okay. I guess he wanted to stand up again. Now he's playing dead, I guess. Well, that's a way to wake... That is certainly a way to experience waking up and going to sleep again, I guess. Something, at least. Alright, that's more wolf fangs. How many wolf fangs do we have now at this point? We've got 2 wolf claws, but we're gonna need 5, I believe, if I last recall. Alright, let's go up here. Nothing but a reinforced chest. That's perfectly fine. That is a hexed bow, apparently. Alright, let's deal with you guys. Got him. Nice. We'll gather what we can here. There we go. More roses, never hurt anybody. Okay. I guess we go over here. Hello. Alright. I'm gonna take that. We do not want to read those books in particular, because those are, apparently this game has, NSFW material, or at the very least, very, crude mentions of it. That's why I'm not reading those books in particular. There's a select few that you'll, come to find. And there is even a shop, I believe, of such things, which is, weird to think about. But I mean, hey, that's their own, choice, but, I digress. Alright. We have a horse and we have armor for it. We don't necessarily need the horse, all things considering, but hey. We've got a horse, and that's fine. Now, are horses useful? I'll be honest, I don't use them that much. I'd sooner just run. Which is weird to think about, but I run faster than the horse. Well, at the very least, I feel faster when I'm off the horse. Which adds to the confusion of why horses are in the game, but I mean, to be fair, if you're not running around like I am, like a madman with jumps on mines, it's like, eh. You could use the horse, put simply. I just don't like using them, personally. Ooh. Yeah. They don't stand a chance with my fists. Oh, hello.
Heavens above! What have you done? You shouldn't be here. Definitely should not. There's no escape from this place. Just look at me. I'm stuck here for good.
You're stuck, but you can get up and leave at any time.
Get up and leave? What a joke. Oh, no, no. It's not that simple. And if you value your life, you'll stay here too. My curse is contagious.
What?
Just look at this boulder. This one here. It tried to kill me. And it wasn't an accident, oh no. And you, I guess, were just curious what you could find under this famous road? Dear me. You found a whole load of bad luck. And a curse to boot. But, well, if we're to die together, I guess I should introduce myself. I'm Barak, a knight. Or perhaps a would-be knight. I don't know anymore.
So we can't come out from under a bridge because something bad will happen?
You just try leaving, and you'll see. This stone block broke off the King's Road when I was sleeping. If it had fallen a few inches closer, I'd have ended up a bloody stain.
I think it was coincidence.
There is no such thing as a coincidence. The gods aren't lazy. And the one who cursed me gets along with the gods pretty well.
Where did the curse come from, then?
I didn't bring it upon myself. It was that damn priest clad in red. With just one look, he brought misfortune upon me. And then I brought it to Lemray.
And how does this curse manifest?
Well, it's obvious, don't you see? This stone block almost killed me. Lemray died before that. I was also attacked by bandits on the road and almost spotted by a band at Del Rita. Before that, somebody stole all of my money. And my helmet, of all things.
But you survived all that. Maybe you're lucky, after all.
Nonsense. You'll see. Soon something will bite me and I'll die. Or another boulder will fall and crush me to death.
Who is Lemray, by the way?
Oh, my dearest Lemray. We had a wonderful time together. I've never had a better steed. She carried the weight of the world. Me, that is. Then one day she just died. A rather rude goodbye, considering how long we'd known each other.
Can I help you in any way?
I would like to leave this place, that's true. I'd like to find someone to reverse the curse, but I can't go myself. Do you really want to help me?
I mean, I could ask around. I still don't think you're in any danger.
Why do you care so much about coming out from under the bridge? Why do you keep insisting? Who are you anyway? I know. You're him. You're here for me. You came here to take my life. I'm not going to give you the satisfaction, you vermin. Defend yourself.
What? Okay, that's a load. Damn. Okay, I guess I'm reloading here. Damn. That means I've lost a bit of content, but whatever. I did not mean for him to attack me, but I guess that's just that. I suppose? Alright, well, let's just speed through this. Grab that. Deal with the wolves. Okay. Up we go. Up to the tippy top. Like so. Alright, there we go.
Stay sharp. I will be your downfall.
There we go. I'll speed through the dialogue of that. It will leave you to your own devices, Steed. Alright.
Heavens of this kid! Oh my! Just and you this there is. I didn't with.
Alright.
Well,
I'm just gonna quickly speed through all this.
Oh, that.
No problem. Alright, so basically, dude's stuck under a bridge. As long as you're polite to him, I guess he won't attack you, but at the same time, wrong words can result in bad outcomes, as you can imagine. I learned that the hard way with certain quests. Oh. I guess ore is mined much quicker now because you just whack it once and it's good. At least that's how it seems to be the case. Or at least it feels that way. We can cook some stuff if we so desire, but I'm going to restore our word soul power. If we go over here, there should be, yep, a soul stone. If you're looking for soul stones to charge, this would probably be the way to go about it. Alright, where to next? I guess we can go up to deal with Silent Scylla. Why not? Nice. Easy peasy to deal with. Red Caps stand no chance against us now. Alright, let's deal with the bear. Okay. Maybe I was a bit overboard with that, and hopefully I didn't lose all my progress. I'm hoping, and I probably did, because I didn't save. Oh no. Oh, thank God. Okay, okay. We managed to get an autosave in before things went awry. Okay, let's save. Let's go deal with this bear. Here we go. Yeah, we just have to play, we have to play careful with, that creatures, or them creatures. It's not impossible to deal with, bears, it's just difficult. Here we go. Another bear, down and for the count. Okay. Okay. Whoop. Oh, God. Hold on. Ow. Hello, you. Nice try. Man, enemies were a bit annoying, but we managed to deal with quite a lot of them. Let's keep going. Alright. Let's go up. We'll get to looting later. For now, I just want to deal with the enemy. Hey. Okay. Okay, items. We've used up all of our food, but we still have health potions up the wazoo, so we'll use those. Got him. Aha. Ah, the easy power of just mauling somebody with your fists. Thunderstrike, and a parrying dagger for our troubles. Nice. Okay. Alchemy station there. Grab what we can here. Nice. This door is barred off. We will be able to get through there later on. There is a certain quest that will allow us to do so. But all that and more in due time, I would believe. Go from here. Yep, those bits. Okay, it's getting late. We should be able to pop down here with ease. Yep. Culinary Madness, we'll take that. Iron Lung Stone. Increases stamina regen by 30, which goes hard. We got Winter Crone's Wrath, which is another spell. Rogue Step. Open Ropes. There we go, got it. Scorching Flame. Probably one of the more interesting and fun spells that you can get. If you know what you're doing with it, that is. What else? Going down here, there's absolutely nothing that's worth grabbing. Oh, hi. Oh, we've reached a weight limit. If we go into our inventory here, we can drop something that's cheap. Let's see. Rusty short sword could probably go. There we go. But it's not enough to dumb down the weight, so let's go into our armors. Let's see. We don't need the peasant shirt. Ragged peasant trousers can go. Tattered boots can go. That'd be good. I suppose for the meantime we can actually equip. Yeah, let's go equip some weight increasing item. There we go. Increase our encumbrance by 25 points. Alright, we are going to need a level to get the endurance that we need, I suppose. And now I think about it, let's see. We do need 5 endurance, technically, to increase the value of armor from our boots and greaves, so I suppose that might be a good choice. At least that's my thoughts on the matter. Alright, but Silent Scylla has been dealt with now. I guess we'll go over to Drinking Buddies here. And yeah, we'll go over there next. Actually, before I do go, I should probably sell some items, shouldn't I? That'd give me a reason to get some quests done as well on top of it, so there you go. And we are going to need to make some more food anyway, so it's another thing that's, you know, tacked on to everything. Alright. Let's go cook some food here. The Kraken is a bit too weighty, but we can make the wordier stew, I suppose. There we go. A whole bunch of hearty health. This is Tool Delight is a bit heavy. Cabbage rolls probably go hard. There we go. We'll make a whole bunch of fish soup. And you know what? Let's make the Kraken just because we can, as well as... I guess that's it. Dang good fish would probably be a good choice. And now let's experiment. Make a whole bunch of uncooked food. They all increase our cooking. Gonna take a bit of effort here. Gonna be a bit loud. I apologize in advance for that. But for the sake of food, well worth it. There we go. Nice. We even learned the venison stew recipe, so that's good. Alright, handcraft. Let's see, what can we make here? We can make word bone arrows, and this would be a very good way in order to level up our crafting. In fact, we get a whole bunch of crafting recipe. Yeah, no, we get like 50 points from that. So if you make word bone arrows, it's a ridiculous way in order to get experience. You just have to get a recipe for it, is the thing. Okay. For future things, we should probably make iron hardened arrows. We'll make some iron frost arrows while we're at it. Iron fire arrows. And that should be good. We've brought ourselves up to 75 in the way of cooking. So that's good. Okay, by price, the leather jacket comes out to be the most expensive by 85, but we're not going to do that. We've leveled up a lot because of that, so that's good. We lack the iron necessary to make more materials. That sucks, but eh. Our experience brought us up a level, so that's good. Let's stow what we don't need. Wolffang increases sneak attack damage by an additional 1.5. If we're using staves, the Staff of Othilia is actually a pretty decent early game staff for spell power. Parrying dagger is also an option if you want a higher parry window. I'm probably going to use the hexed bow, so... Well, do I? 17 to 18 versus 8 to 9. Yeah. We'll put those away. Or that bow away, rather. We will put the iron arrows and all this other arrows away, because the word... Yeah, so the word arrows are probably going to be our best friend. For the most part. Okay. Scorching Blaze is probably the most dangerous spell that you're ever going to get in the mod pack, or this game. It's the strongest spell that I've seen, anyways, thus far. If you're looking for a high potency, high damaging projectile spell, Scorching Blaze is probably going to be your best friend. There is a few others, like, you know, Winter's Crone Wrath is pretty decent for chill. Thunderstrike is something new that I've actually haven't seen before, so that's another thing. But there's some decent spells out there if you're looking in the right positions. Sneak attack damage is not something that we prioritize right now. But it could be interesting to certain people. Okay, Perilous Orb, no. We can increase our stamina regeneration by 30 if we wear the Iron Lung Stone. Put the Stole Stone away, max health. Put that away. We keep the All-Mother's Mercy Amulet. We don't necessarily need another 3%er crits. And I guess... Do I want to increase my critical chance, or do I want to sack it for something else? What sort of rings do we have, anyways? I mean, increasing our stamina by a percentage is probably the best choice, considering we need the stamina. But I think the crit's better. Amulet of the Waning Moon is pretty good for spell power and whatnot. I think I just put the stamina regen away, because we can get stamina regeneration just from other things, even. Okay, we'll put this away and this. Let's see, what relics we got? We've got weapon relics, but we don't need them, is the problem. Put the Origin Potion away. The Fire and Cold can go. Yeah, that'll have to do. Put some stuff away here. That will reduce our weight by a significant sum. By a lot, though. Here we are. Alright, let's level up. I believe Dexterity and perception were the focus, but I do believe if we want to make ourselves even better, endurance is probably the way to go. This way we'll increase our armor values, which will increase our damage in turn, so that's kind of why we need it. Practicality, go into here. This will increase our damage by 40% of our armor for weapons. So that armor value only increases. We are going to rest until it hits 8:30, which is when shops open. Gonna get an insane amount of handcrafting experience for our troubles. And I guess we'll turn in some quests.
Please, stay.
Any reward for the ogre from the old brooch?
I can't believe you actually did it. A blade buried in that giant body.
Fist.
I can only imagine what a sight that was. Here, take your reward. And please, accept Camelot's official gratitude. You've truly done a great service for the capital.
I'd like to collect the bounty for bandits.
Again? You really like...
And I'd like to collect a reward for the bandit leaders.
I see that Silent
Scylla.
Cilia has finally been shut up for good. She earned that moniker because she liked to silence travelers by slitting their throats. Well, I hope she met the same fate. I wonder what it sounds like when a blade pierces the trachea. Anyway, the reward is yours.
Right.
Go chop off... Go.
That just leaves head of sending the giants. The job's done, but I'm not sure if the captain was looking for Rumbold.
Rumbold? What are you talking about? You found someone alive in there?
More like undead. For some unknown reason. Like a cook.
Wait, Rumbold? The one who disappeared centuries ago? The chef obsessed with herring and cheese? All that effort, all that money, and it's Rumbold. Oh my God, I'm crying. But, well, a deal's a deal. Here's your cut. Honestly, I thought it was about the lost treasures of the Dauriata, maybe an army of undead berserkers, something that would end the world. You have no idea how scared I was of this job. And now you're telling me it was undead Rumpels. All right, I'm feeling better now. Do you need anything else from me?
Well, what's next for you now? Will you be leaving the Horns?
If only. I can't get in touch with Brandon. And it seems that he gave the order to keep me here. Precisely here. Right in this damned spot. And I'm afraid, if I stay here any longer, some of those geezers might actually drop dead. Don't get me wrong, I quite like this place. The air is crisp, the sea is calming. It's true, the company could be better, but I wouldn't mind living here one day.
You don't like being on the road?
I used to love it when I was younger. It felt like an adventure. Like I was a brave heroine venturing into the dangerous world. But it gets boring after a decade or two. Eventually, you start feeling like you haven't had time to sit down since the moment you left. The dangers of the road stop becoming exciting. They become real. And before you know it, your entire life has slipped through your fingers. Life goes by so fast when you're always on the move. You keep thinking you have time for everything. Until you don't.
Why don't you settle here then?
Only a keeper is allowed to own property in the Horns of the South. I looked it up. It's an actual law, not just something Brandon made up so I'd stop breathing down his neck. So unless I grow a pecker overnight, it'll never happen.
Well then. What's the deal with you and Hefin anyways?
Sweet all-mothers, he's still whining about that contract. I want it fair and square. My offer was simply better, and Heffen's crap at negotiating. Besides, if you ask me, it's all just posturing. He might have lost the contract for his family, but for him, it was a clear win.
What was the contract anyways?
Trading with the Keep in an official capacity. It means I don't just run this stand, I also handle orders from the captain and the quartermaster. It's a good deal, I won't lie, but it requires a lot of running around. I don't have time to twiddle my thumbs and make nice with the locals like Heffen does.
How's that a win for Heffen then?
Look, Heffen may seem dim, but he's a sly bastard. I'm not saying he lost on purpose, because I doubt that. But he didn't have to slink back to Connacht with his tail between his legs. He's got his little stall in the village, and he lords over it like a bloody king. Grouch that he is, he fits right in with the rest of those old codgers. Plus, he got his family off his back. All in all, I'd say he's doing quite well for himself.
Alright. Let's sell some stuff now. Good golly, have we got a lot. Alright, we only need one, and we don't need this many. In fact, we just need 50 arrows specifically. That's going to get us a whole slew of cash, which is really good for us. We don't need this many burning embers, so we'll just sell one of them. We also don't need this many flame thorns, so we'll sell one. We got 2 hailstones already, got thunderstrike. Sell some of those. Keep the feral charm, because we can equip that later. Keep the food, but we can sell the coatings, I suppose. Do we need these? Not really. I'll keep them all the same, just in case. And we got miscellaneous stuff. Do we need these? Not really. We're gonna need the, I guess I can actually sell the... We'll keep the good unidentified items at the very least. Use those, for some reason or another. But I digress. Okay. All along the watchtower. I guess we can, go deal with that now.
Stay out of my way.
Hello.
It's you. Mahone is getting better. I don't know what you've done, but your results are remarkable, at least for us. Unfortunately, Cole isn't improving, but I'll allow the refugees to stay.
What about Cole?
His fate is in their hands. They'll do what they want with him. I'm not going to be responsible for his life. It's not our concern.
Really? You don't know what caused all this?
No. I only care that the situation is resolved. One less thing to worry about.
We need to talk about Gwilyn.
Let me guess. He's trying to rope you into his campaign against Avalonian seagulls.
How do you know?
It's a well-known story. All the Keepers know of Gwylyn's obsession, but it's less amusing than it sounds. You see, Gwylyn is from a coastal village. His father, a fisherman, worked hard to feed his family. He instilled a deep hatred of seagulls in Gwylyn, claiming they were our greatest enemy. He taught his son how to kill them effectively, and insisted they were agents of the Forge Dwellers.
Yeah, that's where he's wrong. It's chickens. One of them is in the Horns of the South.
What?
What?
I'm sorry, I must have heard you wrong. What were you talking about?
Gwilyn has gone insane.
Essentially, yes. But he wasn't always like this. When he joined, he just didn't like seagulls and avoided them. I gave him simple jobs away from the walls, and everyone was happy. Until one day, he asked to serve on the walls. I agreed because I thought he'd simply got used to the birds. I had no idea I would be contributing to feeding his obsession.
When did he realize he was getting worse?
I spoke to him. Between his rants, I heard a confession I didn't expect. When Gwylan was only 7 years old, he saw a flock of seagulls attack his father and pluck his eyes out. Is it true? Or the ramblings of a madman? It's not for me to decide. Don't get me wrong. Gwylan is harmless, and he's a good soldier. But he can't be helped.
Aren't you concerned that Gwylan's madness might escalate?
Yes, it's crossed my mind. It's about time we gave the poor man some work away from those blasted seagulls. I'm thinking of keeping him busy around the keep. Indoors, where it's quieter.
Goban mentioned the tunnels and the former captain.
Captain Hagen. Well, he was a man driven by pride and a certain disregard for caution. He sent men to explore those old tunnels beneath the keep. Somehow, he got it into his head that there was something valuable down in those tunnels. Treasures, relics, who knows what else. But the truth is, we know what was there. In the Age of Legends, it was just a hospital. There was some kind of outbreak or plague, and the place was sealed off. Nothing left to find, or so the records say.
I see. Isn't it only right to bury the keepers?
Yes. It weighs on me more than I'd care to admit. If I could, I'd see them laid to rest. But no captains ever bothered. It seems they thought it was a fool's errand. Maybe not worth the risk.
I could go down there, you know.
If you're mad enough to try, then by all means go ahead. Just don't expect any keeper to follow you. I really don't have men to spare. But maybe it's time to make it right. So, thank you, I suppose.
I have another tag, by the way. Can you tell me more about the village?
There are a few retired keepers living there. They might tell you about the good old days if you ask them nicely. There are also some refugees from north of the island, since we had nowhere else to put them. I don't really know much about what's going on in that place. I just make sure they have everything they need, more or less. You can always go see for yourself.
Refugees?
People fleeing from bandits, from the weirdness, you name it. I wasn't exaggerating when I said we were the last beacon of hope this far south. For these people, we are. Don't know how many more we can take, but that's a problem for another time.
Alright, sounds good. That's another quest cleared out. Let's go deal with all along the watchtower. Why not? We're gonna see that level up screen a little bit, or quite a bit rather, considering the fact that we did power level that crafting up a metric ton, thanks to the word arrow recipe being just a guaranteed thing. But I digress. You can't exactly go through here either, because the lock's broken, but can't go through here. If I had a light, this would be a little easier to deal with, but alas, we don't have that luxury. Okay. Alright. Not bad, that's a whole collection of stuff. Got an alchemy station if we ever need it. Grab the spoiled meat, the mana potions. Can't really see anything up there, so just ignore it. Grab the spoiled meats. So far, so good. There we go. Alright, so far so good. We're just going to systematically destroy everything that comes our way here. And we'll punch them down. Like so. Great HP potion is never a bad thing. Hey. Beatdown goes hard. Hold on, let me actually go into my menu here. I want to brighten this thing up because it's a bit hard to see clearly. Display. Brightness, here we go. Let's just up that up to the highest. It'll be a bit bright for certain things, but we can at least see better here. I mean, I could give it more contrast, I think. Hold on. Options, brightness. Okay. Contrast is certainly not helping. Maybe reduce it down to 25. I think that helps. Grab that. Nice. Maybe it's just an issue on my glasses. I don't know. Although, maybe 1 second, actually. I know a better way to do this. There we go. That should help some. I decided to turn my light on. I don't think that's helped, really. Yeah, I don't know. The contrast certainly looks like it's being the issue here. Oh, hello. Alright, we're doing a number on them at the very least, so that's good. Okay, maybe it is contrast here. Hold on, let me turn off the contrast. There we go. Contrast is actually impeding our ability to see to a degree. Okay, nothing there. Boiled meats. Jars. A bed. Got spore tags. Okay. Here's the locked chest. We can pop this open. Here we go. Easy peasy. +2 short bow. That will go for a profit, I think. Could be wrong, but you never know. Crates. Glass bottles that are pointless. Let's just give you a pet. Add a good boy. Go upstairs, see if there's anything here. Nope. Go down another floor then. We'll go down here just to knock this guy off his rocker. Oh, hello. A word slime. Interesting. Okay, nothing. Milk, apple. Crack shield. Otherwise, not much here. Nothing in this cell. How about this one? Hey, got it. Okay, that's another stairwell down. All we do is just go across here. Okay, not bad, not bad. Hey. nothing here. That I can see, anyways. Really wished I had some sort of light source. That torch would have been a nice addition, I'm thinking. Truly a mistake on my part for ditching it. Ah, well. Okay, that's that. Considering there's nothing on this floor now, we just go down a floor and take out whatever we come across. There we go. Hoorah. Okay, this is probably the darkest area here. Okay. We'll go over to this end here. Accidentally picked up that plate. That's fine. Okay. Okay, nothing here. Already dealt with that guy. Alright. Ow. Go. Alright, let's save here. Because we're going to be running into a bit of a dangerous foe. Nothing too crazy, if I had to admit anything. Yeah. Yeah. Easy peasy. Hoorah. Broke Maw. Didn't stand a chance. And I do believe that there is a... Yeah, we got another ring of protection here. There should be some decent armor in here, if I recall correctly. Spinebreaker and Ancient Knight Breastplate. Okay. I guess what we can do now is we can equip the 2 rings now, because we no longer need the crit, because every bit of armor that we get, the more damage we deal, so... The small... boom. But we can wear the warm cloak now, and that'll give us some, well-deserved boost. We'll prep a great healing potion here. Word Stew goes hard. And because we've explored this thoroughly, we can now go up to the top, and we should be able to return to quest. And our damage output should naturally increase the more we do this, so... I guess the question lies in what we do next, I suppose. Alright. grab the roses, because those are good for potions. Carnations are always nice. And yeah, let's just go report it in. Hey, your tunnels are safe now.
You actually did it? Cleared out those tunnels on your own? Every captain before me thought it was a fool's errand, not worth the risk. And how are those tunnels? Salvageable?
They're in rough safe. They're in rough shape, but at least the monsters are gone.
Aye, that it does. Camelot won't be eager to finance the repairs, but knowing the threat's being dealt with is a victory in itself. Perhaps someday we'll see them restored. Until then, we can at least rest easier. So the Keep owes you for this. Here's your reward. And what about Goban's friends? Did you find any trace of them?
I did. I found their tags.
Give those to Goban, if you haven't yet. He's restless, but maybe seeing those again will help settle him. Might even help him get his act together.
Alright, there we go. Pretty simple stuff. Oh, I keep in mind, I haven't forgot about him. I will punch him, eventually. He will rue the day for, disrespecting the refugees. I think about it. I could potentially do whatever well, I don't know. We'll see how things go. So, I guess the update brought a bit of a change. Instead of needing to throw down 3 hits, you can actually just throw 1 hit in. Okay, let's save. I've been down to those tunnels. I brought back the tags of your companions.
You went down there and came back with their tags. Damn, didn't think anyone would ever bring those back up. Lads must be resting a bit easier now, or so I'd like to think. They deserve better than to be left in that pit. You did right by them, stranger. Hell, you did right by me too. So, let's drink to that.
Maybe you'd rather go fishing instead of drinking? To honor their memory.
Why the hell would I do that? I want to celebrate. You can't celebrate with seawater and fish, you dummy.
You told me you were drinking because you felt guilty.
Did I? Oh, I don't remember. And if I don't remember, it doesn't count. But maybe I did say that. I started cozying up to a bottle the day I came back alone from those damn tunnels. I guess it's time I made good on my word. For them. For me. This old fool is done with the booze. I think I owe you. More than I got words for. Took guts to go down there, and you brought back what I couldn't. That's something I won't forget, stranger.
Alright, there you go. Whole bunch of experience for our troubles, so all the better. Of course, this doesn't help with the repairs of the village, but, I mean, a small price. To that end, there is more quests here, so we should probably do that. It is night, though, so we should be aware of that. Hello?
Oh, it's you. Did you hear? The Keeper was cured. Cole wasn't so lucky. He's fallen into a strange state. A while ago, one of Fergus's men came by and told us, "You're bloody lucky Mahon got better." And that's the only reason we're still allowed to stay in the village.
Tell me about Cole and the strange state he's in.
He just sits there, staring. He doesn't notice anyone. It's almost as if all the life inside him is frozen. Even the part of him that was full of aggression.
I found the source of what made coal this way, but I must have been too late.
I had a feeling something might change with your involvement. I knew you'd find something. I wish I could tell you more. I wish I could thank you. But right now, I just don't have the strength. You tried, and that means a lot. But it's hard, and I don't think I can properly show my gratitude. I'm sorry.
Are you gonna stay here?
I've been wondering why I should stay. But then I realized that Cole is still here. He's not himself, but his body is still here. His face. I can't leave him alone.
The keepers just let him out and allowed him to stay in the village?
Most of them wanted Cole dead, but Fergus forbade anyone from interfering. Since Mahon is getting better, he decided that Cole's fate is in our hands. But if anyone else raises a hand against him, they'd be sentenced, as if for murder. That cooled the tempers of the keepers and lessened the open hostility from the villagers. Besides, you've seen him. He hasn't moved much in the past few hours.
What are you planning to do?
I can't abandon him. Even if he's not exactly the Cole I knew, he still looks like him. I won't ask you to end his agony. How could I? I'll take care of him for as long as he lives. And then, I don't know. I'll probably leave this godforsaken place.
I can either go for strength or practicality. Both are equal good options. Don't waste your life here. You have so much to live for. You should leave.
Yes, I've thought about that. Eventually I would just feel trapped here. Just do it quickly, at night. I don't want anyone to see. And I thank you.
Probably for the best. Alright. Can you hear me? Ethereal cobweb in him, I guess.
You're back. Does that mean it's over?
Yeah, it's over.
It's strange. In a moment like this, I should feel something. But I don't. There's nothing. Just emptiness. The night is so quiet. It's a good thing Cole left this world in peace. That's something he'd been missing lately. I won't keep you any longer. I'll start packing and leave before dawn. I'll head towards Kuanocht and then... we'll see. I thank you for trying. And for freeing me from this place. Take care.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright. That's another level. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's get a level up in here. We've got 2 levels even. Okay, let's up our perception here, because goodness knows we're going to need it. Okay, we're bringing up our perception up to 5. And I do believe that will be... Yeah, so we're going to take this. This is going to give us 60% of our armor as damage. I guess we should probably get armored skin. I'm thinking. Endurance increases your melee damage by 1% per point. That could go hard, to be fair. Let's get some extra armor. Right now, I think that's the biggest boon for us. Alright. Let's go get that treasure chest. Oh no. Hopefully I got it before I leveled up, but we'll see. Yeah, that was a hiccup on my part. I couldn't really save that. Oh. What? Okay. I guess the game gave me mercy. We're a bit far from here, so we need to go over here. Here it is. And we got a Keeper's Cape and a whole bunch of other stuff, so that's nice. Okay. The 1%. I suppose let's go do that now. Ooh, okay. Hello.
Oh, there you are. Look, darling, it's the lovely mercenary I hired to clear out that seaside estate I told you about.
You did what?
Well, you told me to deal with it, so I did. You didn't expect me to just sit on my hands while surrounded by unwashed fishermen, did you?
Look, I'm sorry about my wife. Whatever she told you to do, forget about it. I'll pay you for your trouble.
Well, your wife was very insistent.
Trust me, I can imagine. Unfortunately, she often gets lost in her enthusiasm. We weren't, at least I wasn't planning on staying here any longer than necessary. We have no need for an estate.
Well, that's your opinion. One I simply do not share.
But I've already done what she's asked me.
You have? Oh, that's wonderful. I can start planning the welcoming banquet. I'm thinking sea foam made of spun silver, dancers dressed as alluring sea creatures.
And who are you going to invite? The crabs? None of your friends from Camelot are going to come all this way just to have dinner, are they?
Dear gods, Duncan. You're so plebeian. Of course they will come. Besides, there must be some important people here. Weren't you just talking with them? You can invite them too.
Good luck with that. Are you sure that place is safe now?
As safe as it can be here in the south.
That doesn't exactly build confidence.
Oh, nonsense, Duncan. Why must you always be so malcontent? Try looking on the bright side every once in a while, will you? I, for one, am simply ecstatic to start decorating our new nest. Trust me, when it comes to home decor, my tastes are unparalleled. Now, Duncan, please be a dear and pay the nice mercenary so we can be on our way to our new residence.
Oh, joy. Here's your money. Have a nice day. At least one of us will.
Oh, and do come visit us once we're all settled. I wouldn't mind some company amidst all this dreariness. Truly, there's so little to do here in terms of proper entertainment.
Right, right. Well, at least they've, at least that quest is done, on top of everything else. So we're really, nailing down the missions with quite significant ease, no less. There is the Age of Excuse that we've got to deal with, but we'll worry about that later. I'm more concerned with dealing with, Senan the Giant, and Brandon and Exiled, and the few other quests that have, revealed themselves. So we'll go warp over to the fast travel here and get that job done. Hello. Pop. I guess we can go deal with these guys over here on the bridge. Why not? Hello. Hoorah. Take that lockpick. The wooden shield is definitely worth it. Okay. We are going to need some better shields at some point, though, I think. That'll be something done in due time. What we do have, though, is we've got the perception necessary for the Revenant's Cowl. So we just got a little bit more left in order to get that dexterity boost, and then we should be good, not only for bows, but for the cowl. So that'll be nice to have. Another choice among the mix. Ow. Hey. Alright, you.
Someone's out there.
Okay. Okay. All right.
This is my lucky day.
There we go. Oh man, these guys are getting difficult. Oh, hi. Okay, suit yourself. I guess you don't want me to chase after you. That's fine. That's fine. Got it. Ow. Okay, not bad at all. Alright, let's break some lockpicks, at least up to 20. Because why not? I suppose I could just go into literally any cave and get a whole bunch of iron as well. Just nuke our lockpick count by doing it that way. By making a whole bunch and just doing it that way. Really depends on us, though. Okay, nothing there. We can go up here, though. Okay, going this way, we get it. There we go. Grab all this. That's that for this area. The noises of ominous sounds are always relevant here. Those... Okay, what's in here? All in all, whole bunch of good stuff. We'll take you out now. Well, at the very least, we'll make a whole bunch of profit from the things that we do here, so that's good. Still need a meteorite, though, so I'm probably going to have to look for some meteorite nodes. If I recall correctly, there is a map genie of the area going on, so there is plenty to investigate if we do it right. I just need to find them. Yeah, maybe I do that. After I finish here, I'm probably going to go onto Map Genie real quick and investigate. There is something called the Warren's this. I think that's a shield. It's got a successful parries increases block to 100% for 6 seconds. Huh. Not exactly perfect, but it is an option. Got a shoddy block at the very least. I think it's better that we actually go for a high weight shield. Ideally. That way we can actually block even more, I believe. So we want a high block. And if we can get 100 block for it, that'd probably be for the best. Alright. Alright, let's get to punching. Okay, I'm doing sneak solely because I can level it up. And it will give us experience the more we do sneak, so... I'll be honest, I haven't been really sneaking in this game, if I'm gonna be real with you. I just haven't seen a reason to do so. I kind of like the fast action pace of it, instead of being a sneak fest. Okay.
Nice to have a
Perfect ring for juggler. I'll take the branding iron and war pick, I suppose. The perfect ring for a juggler. Increased attack speed by 5%. If we're looking for attack speed, that would be the way to go, but we aren't really. I guess I'll swap over to a carry weight ring, just to allow us to carry everything. We'll suffer a little bit of a damage loss, but that's a small price, all things considering.
What a nice day. You doing okay?
Man. Alright, let's save here. Talk with this dude. Hello?
Please, don't kill me. I'm not with them. Not by choice. Don't let my face fool you. The only thing I've ever raided is my wife's pantry, after she made the preserves.
Are you Morris? I spoke to your wife.
You saw Rossin? How is she?
She's surviving, but she's been worried sick about you.
Oh, that's such a relief. I'm not happy she's been worrying, but at least I know she made it. I know how rough things can be out here at night. If it's not the bandits, it's the weird beasts. My poor Rossin isn't built for that kind of life.
She met a group of people who helped her along the way.
That's good to know. I was beginning to wonder if there were any decent folk left around here. God, the things I've seen in this camp. I'm just glad Rossin didn't have to witness it all.
What will you do now?
I want to hold my wife again. More than anything. That's all that matters. Blasted cat. If it weren't for this brand, I'd head straight to the Horns and beg them to let me in. As I am now, they just assume I'm another bandit who got tired of living.
Can't you cover the brand with a bandage?
And what if they tell me to take it off? They'll think I'm trying to sneak in. Blasted cat. Even dead, she's still ruining my life. Wait, maybe if I bring Cat's head to the Horns, that'd prove I'm not with them. What do you think?
I have the head with me. You can take it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. May the All-Mother bless you. If there's a reward for Cat's head, it's all yours. I really hope Rossin is safe and sound somewhere in the Horns. That's the only thing that matters.
Alright. Well, there you go. That gives us some more experience for our troubles. We don't really need to deal with Kate any further than this, so we should be good. Besides, we've got another bounty that we gotta deal with that I unintentionally ignored because of this. Alright, grab the carnations. Alright, we're going this way. This is probably going to be one of the more interesting fights. And I'm not sure how we're going to fare, but as you can see, there's a very, very big bandit over there. That's going to be fun.
Out there. This is going to hurt.
Nice try.
You're no match for our band. You're no match for our band. This is my lucky day. Your wealth is ours. This is going to hurt. This is my lucky day.
Nice try. Lucky day? Sure. Alright. Alright, we did manage to level up though, so that's good. It's a shame about these villagers who got stomped. But hey, that's just how it goes sometimes. We do need a better shield, I think. It'd be nice to get a better shield anyways. Oh well. We'll eventually get one, I'm sure. Bada boom, that brings us to 50. We are now a little overweight, but that's perfectly fine, because if we drop one thing, we should be fine. The branding iron is probably the most weighty of the things. But I do want to keep it, because I want to get rid of it somehow, so... let's see. This goes for 50 coins, so we could drop that. Might as well. Alright. I think that's that. Alright, let's get out of here. We'll go back to base, sell everything, then we'll probably warp back here in order to go to another area. Profits. Profits. Hello.
Looks like you've got stiff competition. Some old codger brought in the head of Bold Kite. Freshly severed from what I've seen. I hadn't even posted a bounty yet, but I gave him the reward anyway. Gotta keep that kind of spirit alive. Please, state your business.
Right, right. Here's the bounty for bandits. And I've taken care of Sinan the Giant.
Sinan the Giant. He used to rob travelers on the road. And if he wasn't satisfied with what they had, he'd crack their heads open. Now his hefty body is lying in pieces in a puddle of blood somewhere. Oh, sorry. No time for daydreaming, right? Here's your money.
Right, right.
Go.
And then there's one more quest. Bromar No-Face. Bromar No-Face, a bandit of Dalriada origin, is wanted for his crimes against people of Camelot, murder, arson, robbery. His familiarity with the mountains terrain allow him to ambush and evade capture with ease. And that's yet another quest to add to the list of quests. But before we go, let's just sell. Alright, sell. Gonna sell everything here. Interesting stuff here. We'll sell the firm bows because we don't need them. We'll keep the long bows. Let's sell the wooden arrows. Steel cat can go. Merchant armor. Here we go. Increases incoming healing by 20% if we were to wear this. This could really help us in regards to healing potions and whatnot, but I don't need it. Bald Kate's Tunic. When you have full health, deal 15% more damage, and increases melee damage by 10%. Considering the Revenant Ribcage does way more, we're fine. To that end, we should probably put on another socket for
Always
the
good to
shield
have a little rest.
and upgrade what we can. Let's attach a relic, go to shield. What we're wearing. unlock that. There we go. Get the Feral Charm. That increases our damage by 6% for all physical damage. Let's upgrade this. Oh, nope, never mind. I can't equip another piece of armor to it. Let's see. Upgrades. Well, we can upgrade the Revenant Ribcage up a level. That'll bring it up to 28. And I guess we can bring it up to a 30, because why not? Here we go. That is a nice juicy 9 armor with the Revenant's Cowl. Let's see. We still need Meteorite in order to upgrade it even further for the gauntlets, so that's gonna have to be something we do next. In fact, we've already got the shield equipped, so we sell the wooden shield because we've already got one better. How about armors? I'll put all this away. We can sell the ring here. Okay. Sell the plates, silver goblets. These can go. Okay, unexceptional, unidentified item. I'll keep the decents, I suppose. We got a rough sapphire as well, we'll sell that. And then we'll just ditch the excess weight off into our inventory. We'll go from there. Overall, we're doing quite well, I'd say, so can't really complain. Okay. So far, so good. 91 pounds, that'll be fine. Let's use the health potions for now. And we'll swap back to the Ring of Armor. There we go. And I guess I'll just deposit, all this. Here we go. That'll bring us down to a nice juicy 66. That's good enough for me. And I guess we can grab some wood here while we're here. Because we do need to get as much wood as possible for the repairs, at the very least. And while it may take some time, I'm confident that we'll be able to do it. Okay, there we go. As for where we go next, I guess we go to the All-Mother Shrine. We are going to need to procure some herbs to deal with that specific thing. So, yeah, let's grab what herbs we can. I know there's like a specific setup for them that we need, so getting those herbs is probably vital. I just hope we're I just hope we get them, is the question. Here's the thing. Okay, there we go. Take this. Archer's Quicken Gloves. So if you're looking to play an archer, probably good to wear those. Alright, let's save.
Who's there? The living don't come around here without a good reason. What do you want? To bring me peace? The quiet I so long for? Ask for a blessing from the shrine? You don't want to do that. It never ends well. I'm haunting the shrine, against my will. Wait. I can see you've met Berg. I can see the threads that connect you.
And you? What's your connection to Berg?
I remember him. The rest is a blur. We had a strong bond. We knew each other for years. We served together. Yeah, for years. I don't know much else. I keep forgetting things.
Red?
Threads. They stick to people. Bind one living being to another. That's all I understand about it. Maybe I've not been on this side long enough. Or maybe I'm just too stupid, even for being dead.
Who are you? Why are you here?
I'm Kendall. Or I used to be. Hard to tell if I still am. Or only used to be. Maybe I usually am. I don't know. I'm too stupid for this. I once thought ghosts and wraiths must be wise. And yet, here I am. But that wasn't what you asked me. I don't remember much. I was a keeper, a lance corporal. There was an ambush, bandits. They killed me on the spot. It was right here, exactly in this spot. And from that very moment, I've been bound to this shrine. But I don't want to be. My place is there, in the haunts of the south.
Can I help you?
I need to finish my service. I need to rest somewhere more appropriate. Take my remains. Find Berg. He'll know what to do. That's all.
Alright, sounds good. Simple enough. We just dig up his remains, take his skull, and we can't access the shrine until we deal with the situation. But what I will do in preparation is actually go over here. All-Mother filled with kindness, embrace me in your bosom. Grant me the strength to struggle in this world. May the red of the raspberry symbolize my strength. May this mandrake save my restless spirit. And may the rosemary protect me against temptations. Surround me with your protection now and forever. Love me as I love you. So we need red raspberries. We need mandrake and rosemary. So we're going to quickly grab those before we continue the quest line here. But we're going to speed through this quest, put simply. The raspberries, mandrake, and rosemary. Shouldn't be too hard to accomplish. Okay. Alright, all we go is... Okay, so we got Mandrake. We got Raspberry. We've got Sage, but no Rosemary. So, we go into here. And all we need is one. We just need one Rosemary to handle it, so there you go. We are. Having high jumps never hurts, so increasing our agility is probably the best thing that we can do. So us jumping like this is actually just a necessity in order to get more material. Well, in order to keep going with our jumps. Okay, let's go talk with this guy. I spoke with Kendall.
Bloody hell. Not another ghost. Leave me alone. I swear if you don't leave me alone, I'll kill you.
Okay, listen, I've got Kendall's remains. Yeah, let's just go with that.
Take this away from me. Don't you know this kind of thing tends to bring bad luck? I don't want to see him again.
Again?
I went there one evening. Gods only know why. I could feel something odd. Like I had Kendall thrashing around in my head already, calling to me. I've never been a godly man, you know. One time I visited a shrine, and look what that got me. A ghost hovering over my head. I dug around a bit looking for Kendall's remains, and then I heard howling, got scared and ran away. At first, I thought it was a wild animal, or some weird beast. Thinking about it now, I guess it must have been Kendall. He was letting me know he was coming. Damn him.
You went there looking for his remains. I brought you his remains. What's the problem here?
All right, I went there, and Kendall didn't say a thing about a burial at sea. All he said was that he won't know peace until he takes me with him to the underworld. I may be old, but I don't want to go there yet. The idea terrifies me. Now I see what he's up to. He's using you to remind me of his threat.
Why would he want to kill you? Makes no sense.
God damn it. We set our friend up. Don't you understand? We traded his life for ours. Tagden told the bandits to take Kendall because he was the commander. Told them he would be a good hostage. And if they let us go, he would tell the captain what had happened. And they just laughed, but... I was still hoping they'd listen to Tagden.
And you're the only one still feeling guilty about this.
I don't know. Tagden and Finley seem fine, but I've felt bone-crushing guilt ever since it happened. Wouldn't you be wondering if you could have done something more than just beg for mercy? Finley lost his tongue, Tagden his hand, and me. Now I'm an old hobbler missing a leg. We all have wounds to remind us of what happened until the day we die. And that's why we decided to never tell a soul. Please, take his remains away from here. Maybe say a good word about me to his ghost. My years of guilt must surely be enough penance.
Alright, everyone makes mistakes. Alright, and with that, we can now warp back, and hopefully we can convince him otherwise, because right now, I mean, the ghost sounds forgiving, as far as I'm aware. But I know better. I know better. You'll come to understand why I'm saying this in particular I talked with Berg. He asked me to plead for his life.
Berg, some friend he was, got me real good. Tadgan and Finley also did their part. Tadgan goaded those bandits quite nicely, so they killed me, but not them. But Berg, he was the reason it all fell apart. Damn bastard. Why should I stop haunting him? Out of pity? Nah, he deserves it.
Because you lied to me. Why did you want me to give him your skull?
Oh, I didn't know how else to find him. Now you've led me to him. Thank you for that. And no, I'm pretty sure I didn't lie. At least not much.
That, and he's been guilt-ridden for years. I think it's enough.
I'm not entirely convinced that morality of mortals is something I should be concerned about, now that I'm dead. But all right, I'll consider it. Maybe, just maybe, I'll leave Berg alone, but I won't promise anything.
That's a load. Yeah, no, that's a load. Thankfully, the autosave's there, so we are lucking out in that regard, but oof. Okay, let's do this. Okay, let's make it a quicker stop here.
Just another peaceful moment.
Come on. Alright, all the way over to here. Warp we go. We're gonna speed through this, I suppose. We can actually... I guess we need to increase dexterity. That will increase our damage output. Practicality goes up. We increase our armor by an additional 3. There we go. Not perfect, but it'll do. Okay, we're gonna speed through this. But yeah, no, if you let him go, he will kill Kendall. So, well, he will kill, the individual with no mercy. So I'm gonna quickly speed through this. He lied to me. Yeah, because you tricked me. And that means I get angry.
Oh, I can get angry too. Let me see how that works out for you.
Go down. And because of that, we can now make an offering to Allmother. And for our troubles, we get another mercy amulet. But in doing so, we've completed the quest. We can now go over back to Berg, I believe his name is, and we can let him know the situation. I personally did it this way because I personally think that Berg deserves a second chance. I mean, yes, they're not exactly innocent, but keep the living to the living, dead to the dead.
Something's changed. I can feel it in my bones. Am I right?
Kendall's gone. I made him realize that he brought it on himself.
And that's it? You just talked to a ghost and he went poof. Disappeared just like that. Whatever. I won't understand shit about it.
Probably for the best.
Guess when you're an old codger, you have too much time to sit around and recall the past. Kendall went away and I guess I have to let it go too. Still, it's strange. Thought I'd be doomed to be haunted by that wraith for the rest of my life. Not that I have much time left. I owe you a lot, friend. Yet I have nothing. But here, take this. My old keeper's ring. Has no value for me anyway.
Thanks. So what now?
But that whole thing, it's messed up. If you had asked me 20 years ago what would cause me problems in my old age, I'd have said the lack of a good fight. Now, I'll grab a few beers and listen to some of Tagdon's rattling. And if he doesn't shut his mouth after the fifth one, I'm going to punch him in the nose. Years pass and here we are. Some random nobody from nowhere has to get rid of the damn ghost.
Alright, but in turn we get Berg's ring, which gives 10% or 10 HP, which is pretty nice for a ring. Not perfect, but it gets the job done. And hey, that's another quest on the docket to complete. Alright, next on our list. There is a bit of area here that we can explore. I don't want to explore that just yet. You know what? I think I'm going to see about trying to get some meteorites. I think that's next on our list. So let's go do that. Alright. I believe we use this. Yep. Alright, we're looking for... not equipment. We're looking for minerals specifically. Let's see. Okay, so there's 2 meteorite there. Where else can we find meteorites? Yeah, apologies, I'm just perusing the map real quick. Oh, okay, so there's meteorite there as well. Okay. Alright, I've got a rough idea on where we need to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to warp... not there, but we want to warp over to this area here. Now, of course, there's this area, but we want to go over here. This is where we're going to get our first meteorites. Supposedly. Here it is. Bada boom. That's 3 meteorite ore. Nice. And there's a bit more ore. So we need to go over here. So we're going to warp over to the ruined Brock. Specifically. And we just want to go immediately south from here. Because there will be some meteorites around here. I'm just going to quickly peruse here. Alright, so here's some iron. So the meteorite should be somewhere around here. Supposedly. Okay. Where is it? Somewhere around here. Hey. There's a few barrels there. Nothing too crazy. Alright, hold on. Let me check the map again. Okay, so there's one over there and one up there. So we need to go a bit more over here. Yeah, no, it's somewhere around here. Yeah, no, it's probably down there. So let's go down here and clear out the bandits. Because it's somewhere around here.
Who goes there?
Hello.
This is going to hurt.
Alright.
You're no match for our band. I will be your...
Hoorah. Great bow. Nice. Do everything there. Okay, nice. Now, where was it? Meteorite should be somewhere around here. There is this spot, which I was around at for a little bit. Nothing. But there should be meteorites somewhere around here. So the map said, anyways. Okay, let's see. Okay, so it's roughly around this spot here. Yeah, so right there. At least that's what the map is telling me anyways. Okay, so it's somewhere here. Huh. Problem is I don't see it. There was a chest here apparently. That's cool. Okay, so there is no meteorite around here from the looks of it. Either that, or it's just very well hidden. Okay. There's a few other spots that it can frequent. If we go a bit northward here, we can actually spot a few other areas. So I'm actually going to go a bit northward here instead. Because it's clear that I can't find the meteorite here. But there is other spots that I can go for. No harm in looking. I know there's a lot of meteorite that likes to frequent up north as well, so there is options, putting it lightly. But yeah, no, if we go northward past this fort here... wrong way. I need to get up and around. There we go. Okay, there should be a little alcove somewhere here. With the village. Hello. Here's one. And let's see, that was one of them. There should be another around here. Right here. Bingo. There we go. That should be plenty enough to upgrade our gauntlets a little bit. It's not going to be perfect, but hey. The gauntlets will help a lot, so... we'll get them right now. Alright. Gonna warp back here. There we go. And now we can use this chance to upgrade our gauntlets. And upgrade our damage, put simply. Because our damage output's gonna only increase the more we level
Always
it up.
good
like
to
this.
have a little rest.
Alright, upgrade. Go into armor specifically. Gauntlets. We've got 9 ore. This will be enough to level up our gauntlets by a crazy amount. There we go. It's a bit costly, but we managed to get quite a bit down. In fact, I'm going to level up that a bit more. Alright, let's sell some stuff over to Osbrinth. Great bow. We need 3 dexterity in order to wield it, but it would be a better bow for us. So yeah, let's actually wield a great bow here. Sell the wooden arrows. Keep that bow just in case, you never know. Now be that. Alright, our gauntlets are going to do insane amounts of damage now that they've been buffed. Of course, we're going to need a lot more buffs, but that will come in time. There probably will be a cap on enchanting. But that's fine. We'll be fine. Alright. From here, what we do is we go... not this way, but we want to go this way. Because there is another area that we can go towards. That will allow to, that we can use in order to enchant our stuff a little bit further. All we need to do is just go over to this. And that's another, druidic altar. Settled. Alright, another druidic shrine. Let's make an offering. Here, make an iron tooth. Alright, we get the calm animal spells. And the druidic spirits are grateful for our efforts. And because of that, actually, we actually get a permanent buff. What is it? I think it's in character. Yeah, we need to go into statistics. Favor of the druidic spirits of the south. And that gives us increased max health by 10 points. So, doing this is actually very good for us. It will make us even stronger, so it's never a bad thing to consider. Alright. Bag-wise, let's just mark all as seen. Alright, off we go. We got a few things that we can do, but obviously the most important is probably going to be this here. Smuggler's Bay. Hello, hello. let's save here. And off we go. Hello.
Stop! Where are you rushing off to, you maniac? I'm here to make sure nobody comes in.
I'm not going in, but heading out. You're guarding the wrong side.
What? Really? Huh? Oh, mommy dearest. I guess I need to move then, don't I? Now, I'm sure I won't mess it up again. Thank you, my friend. And please, don't mention this to Arnulf. It's the fumes, you know? Go forth, and may your bloom never be too dry to smoke.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so yeah, no, he just guards the other end. Of course, that does mean that we've got to get out from, get out the other way, but... It's gonna be hilarious if we have to tell him, no, you're guarding the wrong way again. That'd be hilarious, though. Oh, well. Poor dude doesn't realize we swindled him. Okay, cooking pot. Yeah, we don't need to make anything. Yeah, we don't need to go that way, so we're going this way. And because of how much we've upgraded our gauntlets, we're pretty much good to go. We can't go that way because we didn't get the key from that guy. So now it's just a matter of yeah, going to deal with them. Okay, let's get a potion. There we go. More lockpicks, never hurt. Take that. Let's get going. Me sneaking is just to train the EXP for it, so that's all it really is. Besides, with the upgraded gauntlets, we're probably gonna nail enemies with one-hit KOs at this rate.
Who goes there?
Alright, here we go.
Show yourself.
One hit. One hit. One hit. One hit. Hey. Well, I was right about one thing. It's gonna be a devastating hit. Well, at least I was right on the money in some aspects of things. Yeah, the enemies won't know what hit them with this amount of firepower with guns. Well, I can't complain. Okay. Now, whether this charade keeps up is hard to say. Oh. You managed to survive a hit. Congrats. Alright.
Huh? Did you hear something?
Okay. Still can't believe I'm just nailing him for one shot. That's kind of surprising. Some are two shots, but I assume the one shot is when you get a sneak attack in.
Or you'll have your head on a pike.
Well, you know. Let's drop some things. Okay. Alright, there we go. Onion, cheese, woven powders. The typical. Okay, we go up here.
Stay sharp.
Hey. Yeah, they stand no chance against me if they're just not reacting that fast. Ow. No. Okay, so far so good on the collections part of things. Alright, I guess we keep going this way.
Your money or your life. You'll regret this.
Will I now?
Your money or your life.
Oh, I see.
You're welcome.
Okay, old tree staff, burning ember. Probably get rid of these guys, huh?
Something's not right.
Just grab all these. We'll grab the ether blooms, because why not? Hello.
Ha!
Hoorah.
Watch your back.
Yeah, Alright, we want to get rid of these guys casting their spooky spells. Here we go, pop that. Okay, let's break 10 lockpicks. Get the experience in. And we should be good to go. Three, two, and this would be the last lockpick that we break. There we go. Got pickaxe there, which we don't really need right now. Do this. Okay, we're gonna go up a floor here, because that's where we started to begin with. Okay, is there any chests around here that I should be aware of? Oh, hi. Stood absolutely no chance. Okay, we'll go this direction and beat everybody up. Come here.
We're not safe here. I'll have your head on a pike.
Will you now? Doesn't seem to be the case when I'm just mollywopping all of them. Oh. There we go. Okay. Okay, there is that area, but we want to hold off on going there specifically, because that is where the boss is. Well, quote-unquote boss, I should say. Quote-unquote. Okay, but we'll ignore him. Check around these areas here. Little alcove here. Arcane Shepherd. Okay, let's go this direction here. Hello. Alright, let's drop some things, because we're now a bit overweight. Well, actually, no. Let's equip the weight ring here. This'll help us carry things. Okay, we'll go up here. Sanguine Sting. Or Sanguine. Depends on how you view it. Smuggler Dagger. And now we're back at the entrance. But we leave that alone for now, in favor of just going through here. I believe there is a good shield here. I could be wrong, though. The Everfrost. Here we go. We've got a whole bunch of Old Tree Stabs, which give a 50% chance to restore half of spent mana when used. Here we go, Everfrost. Successful parries create a small ice explosion, chilling nearby enemies. But its benefit comes from having an increased block of 80%. So we're going to probably swap over to that shield instead. Give it some time. Okay. Regardless, we'll keep going. There's also the Blood Tith shield, from the looks of it. This gives 85% block, and blocking applies bleed to the attacker. And considering weights for a shield gives us more damage, this is slightly better. Plus, it's got 85% block, which is compared to the 75%, which is better. So, as long as we get this strength requirement, we can wield that with ease. That alone could be useful. Okay. Beyond that, I guess we go up here. Well, I could go into the tunnels. There's no reason to do... Well, I guess I can go. Why not? There's these small little alcoves that you can basically jump into. They basically give you plenty of free reign to explore. Plus, they have some herbs here and there, so it's never bad. Plus, there is this. And by opening it, you get some stuff. Nothing too crazy. There's also this. Alright, now we go and meet the quote-unquote boss of the area. He shouldn't be too difficult to fight, all things considering. And because of the upgrade that we did with our gauntlet, it's gonna be a brutal showdown, putting it lightly. Bada boom. Alright, let's save here. And let's go, mollywump this guy.
You're not one of my suppliers. That means the guard is dead already, or he soon will be for letting strangers in. So, explain yourself, because I can either introduce you to Vitya, or make you an offer you can't refuse. Isn't that right, Vitya? It's time for supper, isn't it?
I mean, going from what I've seen here, I'll gladly kill your rat and then you.
Suit yourself. Vitya, supper!
Hello? Vidya? Okay. And there you go. Honestly, surprisingly easy if you know what you're doing. Like, it gets stupid easy if you especially know what you're doing. Although, then again, just mollywomp somebody enough and then you'll get the rhythm of a fight down. It's pretty easy. Okay, pop that open. Winter's Crone's Wrath is what we get for our shovels. Got a barrel, a few things here and there, nothing too crazy. If I could, I would have taken the paintings, but unfortunately, that's just not a reality that we can keep. So there you go. Now, I'm sure there is a quest line you can advance with if you were to go through that. But honestly, I think out of everybody, I mean, you can go through the quest line, but I assume there's a quest line anyways if you pay the toll. But, yeah, I don't like doing that. Why can't people come in? Well, nah, I'll just let the Tire Guard do his own duty. He is the only one who's been very nice, and honestly, I like the idea of what would happen if he's the only one, and he eventually does discover it, so that'll be interesting. I have no reason to take out that guy, to be quite honest. Oh, hello.
Say your prayer.
And down you go. Alright, let's drop the club that we just picked up. There we go. That should bring us back to weight size. We can sell everything that we got from the enemies there. And that should carry us for quite a bit. Yeah, we just gotta go to this portal here, and then we can get going. But overall, we're doing quite well. Alright. We're back. Sell over by Osmond. Oh. He was awake for a moment there. Alright. We do not need all these, so I'm just going to sell 4 of them. And then we got 1 staff on hand. Let's see. The great bow is probably the strongest of the lot. The light bows can go as well. Yeah, the great bow is probably the best. We'll sell the wooden arrows. We can keep the fire arrows, I suppose. Yeah, we don't need all these burning embers, so we can keep those. Alright, armors. There we go. Alright. Then we sell the remedies. Here we are. That should do it. And we've got around 100 pounds worth of loot here. I'll sell these. Yeah, sell the decent identified items. There we go. Alright. And now, probably the next best thing that we can do is go over
What
here.
a nice day.
Let's see. What is our current gold capacity? We got 5,800. Probably upgrade something a bit more. Yeah, let's upgrade Revenant Ribcage up to 8. And then we got 16. We could upgrade the Blood Tide. It would increase our block by 1 point. Items effect will work until you reach its requirements, but we can still get the item set up. Okay, so we're going to want to unlock this. And then we'll go into shields here. Where is our... Oh, no, it's in weapons, the shield. Okay. And now we just don a different shield. There we go. We put away everything else that we don't need, and then we should be good to go. Successful parries make a small ice explosion. That's tempting, but blocking applied bleed is probably the best. Kind of like the Great Blow in regards to damage. Shooting this bow costs 5 HP, but applies a massive amount of bleed to the opponent. Interesting. I'll put that away. Honestly, do I really need spells? I'm gonna put all of them away, to be quite honest. We don't need them. Especially now that we've got the damage output, so we'll be fine. I'll put the Sage Ring, Berg's Ring away. There we go. Go. Done and done. And that brings us down to a reasonable amount of weights. There we go. And overall, we're doing quite well for ourselves, I'd say. Let's put the ranged bow there. There we go. So we got great bow and the word arrows, so that's good. Alright. So if we ever want to attack with the bow, we've got the option to do so. I really should start practicing in other things, but we'd need a good target in order to do that. And even then, that would only get us so much experience, right? Although maxing everything to 100 wouldn't be a bad idea. For the future. Alright, we're going to warp over here, because that's going to get us a quest. Or that's going to complete a quest, rather. So we're making progress on a lot of things right now. Good. Alright. Hello.
I promise you, dear. Cat is dead. We're safe here now.
And they just let you in with that brand? No trouble at all?
No, none at all. You see, I had some help. Oh, you're here. Good. This is my savior. The only one who took down Bald Cat. Oh, I really owe you for that.
Oh, it was my pleasure.
Here, I got a reward for Cat's head. Of course, no one believed I was the one who killed her. But to that pencil pusher up there, a head's a head.
And this is from me. It's not much, but no amount of gold could ever repay having my husband back.
Are you two gonna be alright then?
No need to worry, love. As long as we're together, we'll be just fine.
Yes. I hope they'll let us stay here a bit longer. We'll make ourselves useful, but I just don't have the strength to move on right now.
My poor dear. Don't worry, I'll take care of you now. And before long, you'll be as right as rain.
Alright, sounds good. For our trouble, we get a bit of gold. We've leveled up to level 20. Ultimately, a good addition. And with that, we can now level up. I think what we need most right now is leveling up practicality to level 10. Because that will allow us to get some boosts there. Upping perception is also going to help dialogue options for the near future. So it might be best to level that up. If only to not only increase our critical chance, but to increase dialogue options being better. Strength is also an option. It increases our armor weight multiplier, max stamina, and melee damage. But it's not as required, because we can just invest into endurance instead. Because there is ways to actually benefit from that. Plus, we get max health, so that's a boon in itself. In fact, if I recall correctly, there is a way to, one of those perks that actually uses your endurance to increase your melee damage as well, so if we get that, then we don't have to worry about strength anymore. But it's an option, regardless. Let's aim for a high practicality. At the very least, I want to get... No, let's level up perception and practicality equally. We want to get those up to 10, at least. Both of those getting up to 10 would certainly help us quite a bit. Alright. Practicality, let's see. Our armor is looking nice. Increase your armor value of your equipment by 4%. Endurance increases your melee damage by 1% per point. Receiving melee damage returns 25% of it back to the attacker. Gain up to 10 damage reduction depending on your missing health. Or we can just get born in armor, which increases our armor value. Increases the armor value of our equipment by a percentage. Healing. Let's aim for something more damaging. Opponents with more than 80% of max health take 40% more damage. I think for the initial strike, this is probably going to be good. Oh, if we take levels of this, it actually increases to 60%. Okay, so this could actually go really hard. That's a 40% increase just for the first punch. And by God, is the first punch going to wail on somebody hard. Our punch could set people down in a heartbeat. Alright. From there, though, I guess we'll go over to the Age of Excuse? No, let's save that for later. I'm actually going to go over to the Last Voyage and the 120-day Herring and Cheese. Because I know where we need to go in order to complete that quest, so it's just a matter of time. Besides, there's a quest to take along the way, so it's not a bad thing. Oh, hello. Oh. Yeah. What a devastating hit. Okay.
We have company.
Hello.
Huh? Did you hear something? This is going to hurt. Your money or your life?
Ow. Haha. Okay, there is some guy in there. I will talk with him in a moment. For now, though, let's just loot everything here. Alright. Let's talk with this guy. Hello.
Help! Help! I'm here! Help!
Okay. Hello.
Much better. I suggest we leave quickly. You may have attracted some attention with your actions.
Who are you?
The Pict. I'd add at your service, but we both know that's not how this works. Not here, not now, not yet.
Why did they imprison you?
I know the weirdness. And in these times, such knowledge is worth more than gold. That's why they captured me. And it's probably why I'm still alive. I overheard them say they're going to hand me over to some crow.
You know who this crow is?
Crow isn't a name, but a title. Crows belong to the children of Morrigan. I assume the one holding me was a hatchling. He would have been promoted to a fledgling if the handover succeeded. That's all I know. Can I go now?
Who is Morgan?
You've never seen a desecrated shrine of the All-Mother. Incredible. I thought the terror of the children had spread far by now. Morrigan is their goddess, where the All-Mother stands for love, care, and peace. Morgan is her opposite, a patron of war, death, and destruction. If the All-Mother is the light, Morgan is a shadow.
Tell me more about the children of the Morgan.
You have no mercy. I tell you what I know, but let's not linger too long. Someone might notice your work. Every bandit on Avalon wants to join the children of Morrigan. They control everything that happens in the shadows. Smuggling, politics, assassinations. They claim they're building a new world from the ashes of the old, under Morrigan's banner instead of the All-Mother's. That's probably why they're rounding up the Picts.
I have some questions about the weirdness.
You did save me, so I can repay you with answers. What do you wish to know?
Is the weirdness really that dangerous?
It is and isn't. It depends on how you approach it. The weirdness is pure potential, an untamed creative force. If you fear it, your fear will create horrors. But if you enter with an open mind, a universe of possibilities will unfold before you. We Picts have been trying to understand the weirdness for years, to make it serve our purpose.
Alright, where did the weirdness come from?
It has always been and always will be. But I doubt it has a specific origin or beginning. It's as natural to Avalon as any other element. You need not fear it, unless you yourself make it dangerous. Nothing will happen. We do know, however, that the Four Dwellers were naturally attuned to perceiving and shaping the weirdness. My people had to learn it on our own.
How can the weirdness be fought?
There's the trouble. You can't fight the weirdness. You can only try to push it away. It's like air. You can limit it by lighting a fire in a sealed room. But beyond that, it's always present. People use various methods. Weird candles, menhirs, even bonfires fueled by ethereal cobwebs. They work, but my people prefer to befriend the weirdness rather than force it away.
I see. Where were they gonna take you?
I overheard them mention the ruins of Roscry. It's a tiny village, long abandoned. I suspect its people fled to the Horns of the South. But if you're thinking of ambushing the Crow, I beg you, don't. These are dangerous people, and I doubt a Crow would come alone. However, if we pretend you're the bandit supposed to deliver me...
What do you mean?
They didn't keep me in prison for nothing. I can defend myself. I just need my hands freed. I propose we meet near Roscry and deal with the Crow together. Thanks to you, I'm no longer their prisoner. But I fear for my brothers and sisters. If they don't get me, they'll just find 3 others like me, and the horror will continue. I cannot allow that.
Well, good idea. I'll meet you at Roscary.
Excellent. We must remain vigilant. The children of Morrigan are formidable foes. Thanks to our union, Avalon will be a safer place.
Right, right. Well, that's something, I suppose. That is the Shrine of the All-Mother, I believe. So that'll be fun to visit. But for now, I'm more concerned with dealing with enemies and just getting quests done. The more, the better.
Someone's out there. Your gold belongs to us. This is going to hurt.
Hoorah. Poor horse got demolished, but that's just how it goes. Pop that. Get the Ambergris amulet, which gives us a max health boost of 30 if we wear it, which is an insane boost. Cooking pot, we don't really need. We'll leave that be. And if I recall correctly, we need to go backtrack here, where we're gonna fight some Drowned, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we're gonna fight a whole bunch of Drowned. Yeah, they stand no chance. We're just... one-hit KOs are insane. Hey. And if I go all the way to the end here, we can actually do some fishing. So if I'm not mistaken... we need to equip the fishing rod for it to actually work, so there you go. And then we can just start fishing. To catch a fish, wait for a bite, then press E to begin to struggle. Release and hold the button to keep the hook inside the moving bar until the fish gets tired. If you fail to keep the hook inside the moving bar, the fishing line will wear down, and if its durability reaches 0, it will snap and then the fish will escape. So we just gotta time it. Pretty simple, all things considering, if it wasn't obvious. There you go. We get a really special herring for our troubles. And now, all we do is go here, go into cooking, and we make the sour herring. Where is the recipe? Sour herring and cheese. 78 health over 60 seconds. And now all we gotta do is just, now we just gotta report back to Rumpled. Before we do go, though, there is one other thing that we can do, and that is to find the wreckage of a certain something. I forget the name of the wreckage, but it's over here. So yeah, no, it's just a quick swim over to this area here. You'll meet a Brindley Low for our troubles. Not like you can do anything if you got the the power to hit like a truck. But still. Fun is all get out. There we go. We can now track the last voyage to the next target. But before we do, let's see. Aegis of Retribution. 30% of the parry damage is dealt to the attacker. So if we do parry, that would deal damage. That is an option if you're looking for a shield that does retribution damage. Because it is very much possible, if you have the right materials on hand, to just take damage and just not deal it back to you. Well, I mean, you can take damage and just be like a durable tank that just doesn't... Well, you'll be a thorny tank. A thorn tank, if you will. If you have enough healing, you can basically carry out whatever you want. Alas, rambling aside, we are now going to go over to the next area, which is over here. We just have to cross the water, essentially. Pretty simple, all things considering. It's just going to take some time more than anything. The All-Mother's Temple has been discovered. That's experience in of its own rights. That's good. But yes, we have to swim our way over to the next area. I wish there was something on this individual, but there isn't, so no point in trying to check out that area. But I digress. We go over here, and we're at Castaway's Cave. Alright, let's save here. Hey. Now if I'm correct, yep, Old Steel Sword is a relic item, so if you're looking for something, grab it. Okay, I think there was something over here. No, I'm wrong. There isn't much around here worth grabbing, but if you look, you'll find a few things here and there, I'm sure. So it's just a matter of taking a peep around here. In this area specifically, I don't think there's much in the way of secrets, so it's just a matter of getting lucky. Okay. God. That is so satisfying, just being able to nuke somebody with a single fist strike. That's hilarious. It's nice, I must admit. Okay. Should be good to go now. Oh, whoops. There we go, got it. And Merlin's Thorn. That is probably the most important thing for a spellcaster, next to the Scorching Blaze, I personally believe. Yes, the Thorns are decent, but I don't think they're the best, honestly. Especially for this difficulty. You want something that deals a lot of damage. Alright. Here he is. Got him. We get Tide Piercer for our troubles. Ultimately, he stood no chance. So, rip him, I guess. Alright, but yeah, we found the wreckage here. Hello. And we found what looks to be a menhir. Although, looking at it now... yeah, there's not much inside of it at the menhir anymore. Okay, interesting. Ultimately, though, we did what we set out to do, investigate that area. Took out somebody. Alright, let's get out of here. Unfortunately, there isn't really any loot, last I recall, while checking the area here, aside from getting the item from the enemy, and of course, Merlin's Thorn. Both are equally very useful tools that you can have. And the damage on Merlin's Thorn can go stupid crazy if you know what you're doing. Of course, I feel like it falls off, though, is the problem. So there is limits. We are currently too close to water, so we can't really utilize it as well as we want it to be. So what we're going to do is we're probably going to set the bonfire and go from there. But of course, before that, we need to get out of here. Get out of the water, put simply. Alright. Steal the wolves. Aha. Before we talk with Arthur, we're gonna actually go down this road here. And we're actually gonna go over to here. Because I think it's now time that we go over here and, investigate the All-Mother Temple, at least a little bit. We'll save here. Hello.
Where do you think you're going?
To the temple.
It's closed. Find a different one.
But there is no other temple.
Not my problem. Now scram before I lose my patience.
I need to get inside, even if I have to go through you.
You want to fight, little one? Finally! I was starting to feel rusty.
What are you doing?
It's been a while since
Heal?
someone bested me. I guess I really have gotten rusty. Still, a win is a win. You can pass through. Just don't do anything stupid. Fran's berserkers have even less patience than I do.
Good. Alright. Alright, well, we can't really do anything because most of the individuals here are asleep, so... And anything that we do interact with, aside from, like, crafting, is going to result in, well, yeah, it's just going to result in, us stealing, quote-unquote. Aside from the crafting tables, that is. Old Steel Sword can go wacky insane if you buff it up. It's got scaling attack speed, so that alone could be really ridiculous if done right. Tide Piercer, heavy attacks cost an additional 20 mana, but it shoots a piercing wave. So if you're a magic user and you want to use a sword, this might be something you're interested in. Could be fun. Handcrafting. Could craft some things, I suppose. Let's see. We'll go by price. Flayed Drowner's gloves are probably the most expensive here, so we'll probably level those up. And we'll grab this. Okay. Revenant Ribcage can go for some. There we go. We'll leave the wood, because we do need that. And if I had my stash somewhere, which is here, thankfully, I can stow some stuff. Put those away. There we go. Put Merlin's... Well, we'll keep Merlin's Thorn because it's a decent spell. Although, we can't really cast it, so no point in doing that, actually. We'll sell some of this stuff when we get the chance. Alright. I guess we'll leave these guys for now because there is no reason to talk to them at nighttime. So what we'll do is we will warp back over to here, so that way we can go over to get the... We can talk with the one who was mad with cheese and herring. Might as well, right? Alright, down we go. Besides, this is probably the most important spell that we're ever going to get. In fact, it's the best spell, I personally believe. Hello.
I can smell it.
Smell what?
Sour herring with cheese. I can smell it. You made it. Do you understand now? Only by expanding our desires and fully embracing pleasure can we, the unfortunate beings thrust into this sorrowful world, hope to find a few roses among life's thorns.
Right.
You will never be free from the smell of sour herring, and you should never want to be free from it.
For our troubles, we get the most powerful spell in the game, Rumpel's Revenge. Rumpel's Revenge is probably the most funny spell that you're ever going to find. You can either use it to condense cheese from your own blood into a solid state. So basically, you sacrifice some health in order to make some cheese. Or you can channel it just enough to change somebody's or you can channel it on somebody else and turn them into cheese. This is by far the easiest way in order to get food. And it's going to help us more ways than you guys think. In fact, it's probably the best way in order to get food. At least in my personal opinion. So what you do is... keep in mind you have to use a living target, I believe. Yeah. As long as you have a living target, you can basically turn them into cheese. Probably the best spell in the game. 10 out of 10 would use more. I think the only issue is that... Well, there is no issue, really, but... It takes a bit of mana to use, and you have to channel it for quite a bit. In fact, I'll show you on one of these wolves how it works. Okay. Maybe not on the wolves. They can get quite aggressive. They can get quite quirky, I suppose is the word. There should be a target somewhere that I can use. In fact, there is a... I think I can think of a good target. Hold on. Yeah, no, if we go to the peninsula, then we can use the drowners here, specifically. Okay. Unfortunately, we just lack the mana necessary to cast this properly. There's a good way to actually solve this issue. We just need to go over into... Oh, we can't fast travel until we exit combat. Okay. Let me just deal with those guys real quick. Yeah, so the issue is mana. If it wasn't already obvious. There is an easy way to supplement this issue. And if you go over into here, we'll have to see if I have the item in question before I can actually use it, because it might not be here. In which case, we're just going to have to suffer a little bit. Let's see. Weapon-wise, we need to take a staff. Let's see. Okay, doesn't appear like I have anything that will actually help with it, unfortunately. I mean, there's an easy way to supplement. We just need a type of item that will allow us to regenerate mana real quick. I guess we could use some small mana potions to supplement. And we only need one target in order for this to work, so... To that end, I suppose there is a way we can do this. It just need, I just need to go over here for a second and summon some, minions, as it were. Okay, so if I go into spells and I take... Let's go Wolf Call. And I put that in my right hand. There we go. Watch this. Right, I need to summon them first. There we go. There we go. You get a whole slew of cheese. So now, mana potions have a use. You get at least 15, 20 cheese, I think. And it's weirdly enough a way that we can actually use, weirdly enough, this is a way that we can actually, get levels in magic, I suppose. There we go. Hoorah. So if you ever want to spam cheese and get as much as you want, this is probably going to be the way to go. And keep in mind, the cheese is permanent, so you can use this quite literally to get a full surplus of cheese. And if you're a good cook, you can actually make something out of it. Now, if I recall correctly, 1 cheese makes undercooked food, 2 cheese makes undercooked food, but 3 cheese makes the cheese ball of doom. It is a horrible creation, but it gives you HP regen. It is probably one of the easiest recipes to make, but it is still a cheese ball, to be fair. But if you're looking for a whole bunch of healing items, this is probably the most efficient. As long as you're willing to sacrifice some potions, you can basically go from there. But I digress. I am going to wrap it up now. We've managed to secure ourselves Rumpelt's Revenge, which is the best spell in the game, I personally believe, next to a few others. We've managed to do a whole bunch of quests overall. We've got Last Voyage that we can complete. We'll do that next time. We've got a few other quests here and there, but we're slowly just pinning them down, taking them out, and ultimately just gaining the perks that we need. But I digress. I'd say I am quite satisfied with these results. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. I know I did. And I'll see you guys next stream. Take care, everybody, and have a good day.